Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Krista and today we are going to be flowing through a heart-opening Vinyasa flow class. You will need 2 blocks for today's class and of course your mat. So when you're ready, go ahead and come join me. We'll begin today just laying down on our backs without any props beneath. So just go ahead and lay all the way down, allowing your arms to take any kind of shape that feels good. Just extend your legs. You can have a nice subtle tuck of the shoulder blades under the body if that feels good. Allow your eyes to close and just begin to steady the breath. So as you inhale, everything fills up and starts to expand. And then as you exhale, just let it all fall away. Take a moment to notice this connection with the floor and the upper back. Notice how that feels. Let yourself get really heavy here, just totally grounded. Allowing the breath to become really full and complete. So as you inhale, belly fills, ribs expand, the chest and the collarbones begin to lift. And then as you exhale, let everything just fall back down. Steady inhales, steady exhales, letting go, just arriving on your mat. And start to send some softness into the jaw, across the facial features and your brow line. Let your shoulders get a little bit heavier. Let the hips sink down. Take another full, deep, complete inhale. And as you exhale, just sigh it out. Start to send some movement into your wrists and your ankles. You can begin to stretch up. Lengthen the spine, and then draw the knees into the chest, wrapping the hands around the shins. Rock a little bit left and right. So massaging the low back and across the sacrum. You can take little circles with the knees if that feels good. Make sure that you switch directions eventually. And then go ahead and reach around your feet, find a happy baby. So bending the knees, taking the knees nice and wide outside the hips. Rock side to side. And if it feels good here, you might straighten a leg, keeping the other one bent, and then switch it. Always a nice way to warm up the hips, the lower body. And then eventually release that. Slide your hands under the knees and begin to rock yourself forward and back. So just taking smooth rocks all the way from the tailbone up to the shoulder blades, nice and gentle. Keep moving. Eventually just cross your shins, walk the hands forward, and come onto your hands and knees. So finding your table. So spread really wide through your fingers, knees under the hips, and then as you inhale, belly drops, heart lifts, tailbone presses back. As you exhale, round the spine, push the floor away, round through the upper back. So keep moving. Inhale, belly drops, heart opens. Exhale, round through the spine. So you can take a few more just like that, or you can start to incorporate other movements. So looking over your shoulder, allowing the shoulder and hip to come a little closer toward one another, kind of in a lateral C formation. You can even start to circle around, so almost as if you're pressing back through a child's pose, and then coming forward into a little bit of a back bend. And then switch the directions. Eventually press all the way back. Find a child's pose. Sink the hips back. Allow your hands to stretch long. Press the chest down. Maybe the forehead rolls a little bit back and forth. And then begin to come on up. You're just going to take a seat back onto your heels. Take hold of your hands, so interlace your fingers and then roll your wrists around. So we are going to be on the wrists a lot today because when we come into back bends, we're working on strengthening the back but also opening it up. So we are going to do some wheel poses at the end. So just being prepared for that. And then from here, you're going to take your hands, flip the palms so the palms are facing forward. Fingertips are pointing toward the knees. And then just come back into that table and you're going to rock forward and back. Sit down on your heels one more time. Interlace your fingers behind you. Pull your knuckles down toward the toes. Reach your heart open. Tip the gaze back. Spread the collarbones. Full deep inhale. And then exhale, release it. Take your hands out in front of you. Toes tuck under, downward facing dog. Move around here. So pedal your heels. You can shift the weight across your hips. Allow your chest to keep pushing back toward the thighs. You can roll your ankles. I'm just warming up, getting into the hamstrings. Full deep inhale. Big complete exhale. And then from here, look forward. Begin to roll into a plank pose. Keep the core nice and strong. You might need to readjust your feet if they were kind of short. Take an inhale here. Exhale, shift forward, and then lower all the way down to the belly. From here, untuck the toes. Take the fingertips wide. Come onto your fingertips. Roll your chest open. Lift the heart. Big breath in. Exhale, lower back down. This time, hands come underneath the shoulders. Almost no pressure in the palms. Just reach the heart open. And then exhale, come back down. Tuck your toes under. Fire up the legs. Push the floor away to plank pose. And then back down dog. Big inhale. Big exhale. Look forward. Take a step up. Find your flat back. Lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Root down, rise all the way up, palms press. And hands release to the sides. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. Hinge from your hips. Inhale, find your flat back. Lower the fingertips, step the left foot back, drop the knee. Untuck the toes. Hips are going to press forward as you sweep your arms high. So nice deep low lunge here. Big breath in. As you exhale, lower the hands down. Back toes tuck under, step back, plank, lower chaturanga or down to the belly. Inhale, maybe a bigger back bend this time. And exhale, down dog. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Go ahead and shorten the stance just a little bit. Look forward, come onto the balls of the feet, bend your knees, step or hop up to the front. Find your flat back. And exhale to fold. Root down, rise up, palms press. And hands release to the side. So keep moving. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find your flat back. Fingertips to the floor, step the right foot back, drop the knee. Untuck the toes, hips press forward, sweep your arms up. Nice deep low lunge, big inhale. Exhale, hands find the ground, step back. Vinyasa is yours. So take it or leave it. We're meeting back in down dog. Steady inhale, complete exhale. And then again, you can shorten the stance just a little bit, maybe an inch or two. Look forward, step or hop up to the front. Find your flat back. Exhale to fold. Root down, rise up, palms press. And hands release to the sides. Take a moment here just to check in. Maybe keep your eyes closed. Notice the sway of your body as you try to find balance. One more breath right here. And then begin to blink your eyes open. Full Surya Namaskar A. Inhale it all the way up, palms pressed, get long. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, find your flat back. Hands down, step or float back. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Big, complete breaths right here. Maybe even connecting to your Ujjayi breath, that ocean-sounding breath. You can get there by constricting the back of the throat, breathing in and out of your nose. From here, you can walk your feet in just a touch, and then we're going to step or hop up, but before we do, angle the fingers out slightly. So the index fingers are angled out toward the sides of the mat just a little bit. All right, you can try to catch some hang time in your handstand if that's in your practice. If not, just step or float right on up. So inhale, come to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. And then step or float up. Find your flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale it all the way up, palms press. And hands release to the sides. From here, inhale, take a little baby back bend. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find a flat back. Lower the fingertips, step the left foot back, but keep the knee lifted. The heel stays lifted, hips stay square forward as you reach the arms up. So high lunge. Nice deep breath in. As you exhale, spin the back heel down, open to find warrior two. So shoulders right on top of the hips, bending into that front knee, gaze is over the right fingers. Take an inhale. As you exhale, flip the right palm, revolve your warrior. Reach the arm back. And then we're going to pass through warrior two right into our Ardha Chandrasana. So shift onto that right foot. You can grab a block and use that, or just take the fingertips to the floor or hover them. Either way, left leg is extended long. Left fingertips are reaching up for 3, for 2. One step back, warrior two. Arms reach nice and long. From here, begin to straighten out the front leg. You can angle the left foot in just a little bit for triangle if you like that. Reach across the right side, lower the hand down, and extend the left arm high. Leaning back just a little bit. From here, come back up. So straight arms, straight legs. We're going to turn the hips forward. As you do that, bend into that front knee. Pick that back heel up for a high lunge as you reach your arms up. Inhale here. And as you exhale, lower the hands down. Just step forward. Find a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach up, little baby back bend. And exhale, fold right in half again. Inhale, find a flat back. Hands down, right foot steps back. Keep the knee lifted. Reach your arms high. High lunge. So really keeping that deep bend in that left knee. Big inhale here. Exhale, right heel to the floor. Warrior two. So arrow straight arms, gazing over the left fingertips. Shoulders back, away from the ears. Inhale here. Exhale, flip that left palm, revolve your warrior. Reach it on back. And then passing through warrior two right into our half moon, shift onto that left foot. Begin to lower the left hand onto a block or the floor. And then extend the right arm straight up. Right leg is coming out of that hip. Breathe here for 3, for 2. One step back, warrior two. Arms reach long. Big inhale. Begin to straighten out the left leg. Angle that right foot in just a little bit. Reach across the left side. Lower the hand. Reach the right arm high. Triangle pose. Leaning back a little bit. Full steady breath. Root down, rise up. And then from here, we're going to turn the hips forward back into our high lunge. Pick that back heel up. Arms reaching upward. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Full inhale. Full exhale. From here, inhale, right leg lifts, open through your hip. You can stack your hips, roll around the knee, the hip, the ankle. Just get some movement. Come back and find a straight leg. Inhale. Exhale, warrior one. Foot plants by the right thumb, back heel down. Hips square to the front. Reach your arms up. So bending firmly into that right knee. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands meet behind you. Interlace your fingers. Pull the knuckles down as you lift your heart. And then fold for humble warrior. So the shoulder can fall on top of the knee or on the inside of it. Full steady breath. From here, stay folded. Release your hands down. Straighten out the front leg. If you're not feeling that stretch through the right hamstrings enough, you can step the left foot in a little bit to shorten the stance. Either way, inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, fold a little deeper. Maybe the palms come flat on the ground. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. We're going to come right back into our half moon pose. So if you want to grab your block and you don't have it, you can go ahead and get it. I want mine. All right, so you can take that block forward if it's not already there. And then you're going to take the right hand on top of the block, shift onto the right foot, balancing on that right foot, extend the left leg straight out. From here, left arm can lift, and you can stay exactly where you are, just rotating your body toward the left side. To go deeper, bend the left knee. Left hand takes the top side of the foot and then press the foot into the hand, finding a little bit of a back bend. Full steady breath for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back, stretch it out, and then we're going to land in warrior 2. Bending into that front knee, arms reach long, big inhale right here. As you exhale, take the hands to the inside of your foot. Pop the back heel up, step the right foot out a little bit, right into lizard pose. Reach your heart forward. You can kind of shift forward and back if that feels good. Breathe here, full steady breath. And then go ahead and step it back. Plank Vinyasa is yours. So keep in mind, you can always pause the video, take a child's pose, take whatever you need. Leave what doesn't serve you. Come back to your breath. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open through your hips, stack them, roll around knee, hip, and ankle. Come back and find a straight leg. Inhale here. Exhale, step it up right into warrior 1. Back heel down, hips are going to square toward the front. Inhale the arms up. Big breath here, really stretch it long. And then hands come behind you. Interlace the fingers, pull the knuckles down, lift your heart, tip the gaze back, and then right into humble warrior. So shoulders falling on the inside or on top of that thigh. Steady the breath. Try to get the hips squared toward the top of the mat. And then release the fingertips down, straighten out the left leg. You can step that right foot in a little bit. Inhale, find a flat back. And exhale, we're folding. Again, hips are squaring toward the front, so pyramid pose. Parsvottanasana. One more breath right here. We're going to come right into our half moon. If you want to grab that block, go ahead and move it in front of the left foot. Begin to put the weight into that left foot. Pick that right foot up. And then begin to lift the right arm high. And of course, you can stay exactly where you are. To go deeper, bend the right knee, catch the top of the foot. Press the foot into the hand. Really stretch out across the chest. Get into the hip flexor, the quad. Breathe here. For 3. For 2. And if you come out of it, you can always come back in. That's okay. And 1. Go ahead and step it all the way back. Right into warrior 2. Arms reach long. Big breath in. Exhale, take the hands to the inside of the foot, lizard pose. Pop that back heel up. You can rock forward and back. If that block is in your way, just move it out to the side. Breathe here, reaching the heart forward. And then step back to plank. Take your vinyasa. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, roll to plank. And as you exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Once you get there, you can make a little pillow for your forehead with the backs of the hands. Just kind of wiggle the hips side to side. All right, we're going to come right into our full locust pose. So take your hands down next to your hips. Palms can be flipped up or down, your choice, but zip the legs together. From here, roll your chest open. Reach your heart forward, but make sure that the neck is in a neutral position. And then lift the legs and lift your hands off the ground so everything is reaching. Breathe here for 5, 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Make a little pillow for your head. Wiggle your hips side to side. So second round, you can do the same thing, or you can bend your elbows like cactus arms. So just 90 degrees at the elbows, palms are down on the ground. And then begin to zip the legs together. Lift the legs and then lift the arms. Try to draw your shoulder blades toward one another. It's almost like you're pinching the shoulders together. Breathe here for 5, 4, steady breath for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower down and let it go. You can just swish your hips side to side. So if those back bends were deep enough for you, you can do them again. All right, to go deeper, we're heading into Dhanurasana, bow pulling pose, by bending the knees, reaching back with the hands and catching the tops of the feet or the ankles, and then drawing the knees together. From here, press your feet into the hands, lift the heart, and then try to lift the thighs off the ground. So steady breath, a lot of effort goes into this for 5, 4, keep breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Let it go. You can bend the knees, swish your feet side to side, and take a little rest. All right, so from here, you're going to take your right arm, extend it all the way out to the right side. So it's running perpendicular to the mat, out onto a T. From here, begin to take the left hand under the left shoulder, roll onto that right shoulder as you bend the left knee, and then take that left foot behind the right knee. You can drop the head down to the ground, and then release the left hand behind the low back. So nice stretch through the front side of the shoulder. And then we'll slowly roll back down. And the same thing on the left side. So left arm extends out onto a T. Roll onto that left shoulder as you bend the right knee. Take the right foot behind you and drop that right hand behind the low back. Full steady breath. Roll yourself back down. And then begin to just press back, find child's pose, balasana. And from that child's pose, begin to lift back up. You're going to come on to your shins, working into a few rounds of our camel pose. So starting with the toes tucked under, let your hands come to your low back. Fingers to the floor. Roll your chest open. Begin to lift the heart. Draw your shoulders together. Push the hips forward very gently. Tip your gaze back. Breathe here. Steady breath for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back up. So if that was your edge, just do that again. If you want to go deeper, this time you might keep the toes tucked and drop your hands down to your ankles, or you can put blocks right next to your ankles if you want just a little bit more height. So start with the hands at the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Roll the heart open, hips press forward, and slowly tip it back. Walk your hands back. If you're choosing to do that, continue to push the hips forward for 3, for 2, and 1. Very carefully with control, come back up. And we'll take one last round. So if you want even more, untuck the toes. Tops of the feet are on the ground. The whole hand is going to come to the sole of the foot. Try to keep your hips pushing forward. All right, hands begin at the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Roll the chest, open the collarbones, hips press forward, and then walk it back. Hips continue to push forward for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back up. Just take a seat back onto your heels. Close your eyes for a moment. Let everything settle. And then take a very brief child's pose. From here, stretch your arms all the way out in front of you. Toes tuck under, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg. And then as you exhale, shift it through. Land in your half pigeon pose. So the knee and the shin are going to come down. Lengthen the spine, open the heart. And then as you exhale, take it down. So maybe the forehead is resting at the backs of the hands or even on a block. Try to find some ease in this pose. Notice where you might be gripping or finding tension. See if you can just send some breath into those spaces, letting them soften. Take one more steady breath. And then you can come all the way back up. You're going to keep that pigeon pose with the right leg. Start to bend the left knee. Reach behind you, grab hold of the foot or the shin, and just draw it a little bit closer towards you. So try to broaden the collarbones, try to keep the hip bones squared forward. You can stay right here. If this is your edge, just stay here. All right, if you want to take it a little bit deeper, we're just going to work on flipping the grip. It's a really big opening in the chest and the upper back. All right, so in order to do that, you're going to take the left hand. Okay, so you can grab your foot with the right hand just to steady it, right? And then take the left hand, and you're going to grab either the foot, or I like to grab the big toe, right? Yeah, I can just stretch it out and pull it in. And then you're going to take that elbow, rotate your chest forward, take the elbow, and reach it up. And then look up. And if it's too deep, just let it go. Release it. Breathe here. And then we'll slowly start to come on out of it. And you can always do that with a strap, right? Go ahead and rock your weight onto the right hip. Spin the left leg all the way around, crossing to the outside of the right thigh. Take the left hand behind you. Inhale, right arm up. Twist to the left side. Hug your knee or hook that elbow across. Either way, inhale, get long in the spine. And then as you exhale, take your twist a little deeper. Slowly untwist, walk your hands to the right side. Take a little counter twist, take a little bow. And come back up. Just send that right leg all the way behind you. Coming back into your half pigeon, palms to the ground. And you can tuck the left toes, sweep the right leg high, roll around knee, hip, and ankle. Place the foot down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, shift it through half pigeon pose. So knee and shin come down, back leg lengthens. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. You don't have to know the Sanskrit, don't worry. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. And go ahead and take one more breath wherever you are. We'll slowly start to lift back up. Start to bend the right knee. Catch that foot, bring it closer. Hips are going to start to square forward. Chest is reaching toward the front of the mat. Lift the heart. And if you want to take it deeper, you can work on flipping the grip, taking the right hand around to the big toe or the top of the foot, and then working on pointing that right elbow up. And if it doesn't feel good, if it's not for you today, that's okay. Just come back into that stretch. And then slowly release the foot down. Rock your weight onto the left hip and spin that right leg around. From here, right hand is behind you, left arm lifts. Take your twist over to the right side. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, find your twist. I think we have a guest visitor of my dog. So gazing over the right shoulder. And then slowly untwist. Walk your hands over to the left side. Take a little counter twist. And then come back up. You can take that right leg all the way around behind you. And then tuck the right toes under. Sweep the left leg up and back. Roll around knee, hip, and ankle. Place that foot down. Downward facing dog. So one last chance just to do a little bit of hang time in your handstand. So again, I really like to turn the index fingers out just a little bit and then walk the feet in slightly. We're going to do just a few little hops here. So inhale, come to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float up. And you can come back into your down dog. You can do that a few times. Inhale forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or float up. And then come back down. Let's do it once more. Inhale forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or float up. And then you can step or hop through or just extend the legs through. And then from here, lay down on your back. Give your knees a nice big hug. Rock side to side. Plant the soles of the feet down to the floor. Finding our bridge pose. Fingertips are brushing the ankles. Root down through your feet and lift your hips up. From here, you can interlace your fingers under your back and walk your shoulders under one at a time. Push the floor away. Breathe here. Steady breath for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back down. Let it go. Begin to just kind of windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Hi, Aspen. All right, so second round. You can come into the same thing, that bridge pose. Sorry, this dog is very distracting. Aspen, lay down. Or you can come into wheel pose. For wheel pose, you're going to take your hands up by your shoulders, fingers pointing back toward the shoulders. Really ground into your hands and your feet. And then when you're ready, press the floor away. You can first come to the crown of the head and then push all the way up. Breathing here for 5, 4, keep breathing for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back down. With control, windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And then we'll do one more of your choice. You can come into bridge, supported bridge with a block or a wheel. All right, so go ahead and set up for whichever back bend you're choosing. Root down and rise up. Breathing here for 5, for 4, steady breath for 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Nice and slow. Windshield wiper your knees. And then keep the knees bent, just let them hang out there. You can knock the knees together, feet are nice and wide. Interlace your fingers, roll your wrists around. So really nice if you just came out of wheel. Make sure you switch the direction. And then hug your knees into your chest and let them fall to the right. Gaze and arm can fall to the left. Let that left shoulder get as deep as it will go. Just totally releasing any kind of tension or stress. And then knees come back to center. Let them fall to the left. Gaze falls to the right. Let your knees come back to center. Find a happy baby. Hands around your feet. Press your knees nice and wide. Open the hips. Feet come down to the floor. Just start to windshield wiper your knees left and right. So we're going to find our way down into Shavasana. But I do recommend that if you've never tried this before with blocks, that you grab your blocks and you place them underneath the calf muscles. All right, and then you can lay all the way down. So that just kind of provides a little bit of a release of the low back, if you have any kind of tension there. And then allow your hands to drop down next to you. If that doesn't feel good with the blocks, just come into your normal Shavasana. So close your eyes, begin to steady the breath. Start to focus your attention inward. Allow your breath to get bigger. Start to send just some very gentle movement into the fingers and the toes. Roll the wrists and the ankles. Can reach up for a stretch. And then just roll to your side. Just cradle your knees into your chest for a moment. And eventually come all the way up. Just finding a comfortable, easy seat. Allowing your hands to come together in front of your heart. Take a moment just to thank yourself for choosing to practice. For choosing to honor yourself. Notice any shifts or changes from when you first stepped onto your mat. And thank you so much for sharing your own practice with me today. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, friends. I hope you feel amazing and I hope you feel really open. Please let me know in the comments how it went for you today, and I will be back very soon with a brand new class. Until then, goodbye.